It's burger time! And I don't mean the old arcade game, I mean this! Welcome to Fabulous Feasters. Mini beef burger. Add your own sauce. Even if you don't want sauce, add your own sauce. Yes, it is yet another microwave beef burgery thing. Ooh, with some free condensation. Superb. So, I thought I'd done something called Feasters before. I thought I'd already covered these, but apparently not when I looked back. If I have, consider this an update. But I bought these off the shelf in a shop called Asda, which is a big old supermarket chain here in the UK. And I'll tell you what, this mini beef burger without sauce, which makes sense to me, because if you eat ketchup and like mustard and stuff, you're going to have ketchup and mustard in your house, aren't you? Why pay the extra for a little bit of packaging and stuff? Anyway, the fact remains that this was 90 pence. Yep, not even a pound, just 90 pence. It's got to be one of the cheapest things like this you could possibly get hold of, so that's a point in its favour. It may lose that point when we try it, but we shall see. Right, heat to eat. Remove burger from the packaging, pop the bun in the toaster and the patty in the microwave. They all say that now. I feel like we were in on the ground floor on that. We were there early telling people to toast their buns. Now it's official. Rebuild your burger, add your own sauce and enjoy. Well, I shall not be adding my own sauce, for the rule of us doing this is you can only put in things which are actually in the packaging. I don't know if that's a rule we've stuck to before, but we're going to do it now. Heat for 60 seconds, stand for 30 seconds, or simply heat whole burger for 60 seconds and stand for 30 seconds. And then have a soggy mess. Or you can grill it. Let's face it, if you're grilling it, you were probably going to have bought some sort of actual standard beef burger thing that's in your fridge or in your freezer or whatever. You're probably not going to be buying one of these and grilling it, are you? It just doesn't make any sense. You're paying for the convenience. So you are only paying 90 pence, so... Right, what we got then? A corner which should in some way flap up. Yep, here we are. And look at that. It's a bun and it's a bit of slightly grey beige meat. Yep, that's exactly what we would be expecting. Right, I've dropped sesame seeds everywhere. That's always good. I shall employ a hamster later to come and eat those. But until then, let's quickly cut to having cooked it. Boom! There we go. I feel like it's a little bit overly done in the toaster there. I'm going to turn that down a couple of power notches for the next one, but it's still plenty within parameters. And the meat kind of looks like a cross between a hockey puck and the surface of Mars, which we do expect from microwave burgers. Right, it's all in the taste test. Let's see what it's like. Very bready. Waiting for a hint of meat. Oh, here we go. There's not much flavour to it, to be honest. Wow. It doesn't taste of anything. Hang on. I'm just going to nick a bit of this on its own. You get a sort of slight hint of, like, well, cheap burger, which you would expect, but then it just disappears. It doesn't taste of anything. You really are going to have to add your own sauces to get anything out of that at all. That is incredibly tasteless. Well, don't know what you expect for 90 pence, but yeah, there's not much to that one at all. That is technically a burger, but frankly, I think if I was like fed that as is, without knowing what was in it or seeing what was in it, I'm not sure I would actually know there was meat in it. It's kind of, the small amount of meat gets lost in the texture of the bread, and you've got just kind of no flavour to the meat at all. Yeah, that is definitely a sauce delivery system, if ever there was one. You're going to have to put plenty of sauces on that, or alternatively buy a different one. It's entirely up to you. Right, I'm going to try the second one in the range, which is mini sausage bap. Add your own sauce. What sort of sauce would you add to this one, as it's a sausage thing? I would say probably just barbecue sauce. Right, let's have a look. Heat to eat, blah, blah. Oh, only 40 seconds for this one. Okay, stand for 30 seconds, blah, 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 blah. We'll look at the ingredients for this. This is always intrigued with the pork ones. A sesame seeded bun, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Sugar, sesame seeded, sausage patty, here we are. 39%. Pork, soya protein, and rusk, which is wheat flour. There we are. Sausage patty contains 78% pork. Which part of the pig? Don't ask, you don't want to know. Well, interesting enough. Right, let's see how mini it is then. Whoop, oh, not opened quite so well, this one. There we are. Right, let's get the plate. Whoop. Yeah, wow, that's more beige than a 90s PC. That really is an astonishment. Okay, that sits in there, and there's your pork. It hasn't got that amazing rib sauce they do, but no, unfortunately, it is not a thing. It is merely use your own sauce, which does kind of make sense. So I'm going to... They both this and the beef burger, right, say mini sausage wrap, but it's not that mini. I mean, it's not quite as big as the other ones, but it is only 90p. I think for 90p, I think that's fair enough. You know, it doesn't feel mini. If it was £2 or something, it would feel very mini. This is not good value for money, but for 90p, I think the size is fine, isn't it? Anyway, I'm going to go off and toast the buns and heat the middle bit and all that kind of stuff. Bap! What more could you ask for? Well, the answer is probably slightly faster autofocus. But anyway, let's have a look. Yep, that's exactly what I thought that would look like heated. Strangely enough, I don't think that surprised anybody. It is the most beige of all the beiges. But the question is, does it taste of a sort of slightly spiced pork sausage or something, or does it taste of nothing, like the bloody burger? Let's find out. Oh. Oh. Okay, you can tell there's something in there. Yep, there's some sort of slight spice going on. That's what we needed. By doing very slight. Yeah, there's not much to that. Okay, there's much more flavour in that than the burger, so that's good. Unfortunately, the flavour isn't that amazing. It's got that sort of slightly sweaty, greasy aftertaste thing going on. It wasn't that great when you're eating it. It's not like super unpleasant or anything, but it's not good. That's like very slightly below average, I would have said, on the taste scale. That's like, oh. Like you'd eat it if it was cooked, but you wouldn't have it again. Do you know what I mean? Oh. Yeah, not amazing, but again, 90p, so yeah, but equally, there are better things. Isn't it odd how it forms this little cave in there with the tiny wee sliver inside? Yeah, it's mildly unpleasant, I suppose you'd put it. So we've gone from tasteless to slightly bad. Not absolutely amazing, but there we are. So the thing about Old Feasters here is they have done the three big ones of the microwaves. They have done the burger, they have done the sausage bap thing, and they've also done hot dog with ketchup and mustard. So as a result of this being slightly larger than the others and including the sauces, this has pushed the price up to, wait for it, £1.25, which is only 35p more than the others. But that's a considerable percentage, well over a third extra, so interesting. Right, fabulous Feasters. It's not looking that fabulous yet, but you never know. Right, heat to eat. Remove from packaging, place in microwave, and heat on full power. Squeeze over the sauces and enjoy. Squeeze over the sauces. That sounds like, I don't know, some weird 1920s dance number or something. Right. Heat for 1 minute 40 seconds, stand for 30 seconds. Oh, God. See, if I was doing this myself, to eat myself and not reviewing it, I would cut that bun in half and toast it. Because while that would then be a pain in the arse to eat, as compared to having a whole bun, you would not have to deal with spongy bun, which is what we're going to get here. Bread does not go well in a microwave. Oh dear. Right, let's have a look then. There we are. Blib, blob, blib. And there's your mustard, there's your ketchup, in exactly the sort of... yeah, in fact, exactly the same kind of distribution bags that you always get these things in. Interesting. And yeah, that is definitely one of those. Yeah, marvellous. One of the mummy's fingers and, yeah, a bun. So, what more do you want? It's a hot dog. Right, what can we learn from this ingredients-wise? Blah, blah, blah. Where does we come to the hot dog? Hot dog bun. Hot dog sausage, here we are, 36%. Pork, water, potato starch, pork fat, salt, spices, beef collagen, and 3 E-number stabilizers. And some hybridized maize protein. Now we're talking. Right then, I'm going to go and ruin this by reheating the entire thing for 1 minute 40 seconds. Then putting some of this on, and then I'll bring it back and I'll eat it on camera, because, you know, that's how videos work. And there we go. It kind of looks like the bun is inflated slightly. It's probably the moisture it's taken on. That's going to be a delight. But, yeah, I've put the ketchup and the mustard on. Or the Sector and the Cyrax, if you prefer. Right, well, there we are. The sausage seems hot, as it should be. The bun's warm and spongy and slight... Oh, God, it's really damp on the... Oh, it's really damp on the bottom. Oh, I hate that. Ugh. Awful. The rest of it is kind of... I mean, not great, but at least it's not damp. Do you know what I mean? Oh, dear. Right. Right. Time to take a bite of sponge dog long pants. Here we go. Whoa. The bread was so spongy I couldn't bite it. My God. Okay, ketchup and mustard certainly help. Yeah, the hot dog's just one of those, well, I think we're all aware of that horrible, slightly off briny taste that cheap hot dogs have, and it's got it. But the edge is totally taken off by the ketchup and the mustard. Oh. The bread is a problem. The bread is a problem. Oh. It's done that thing of being damp under here, spongy on top, and somehow rock hard on the end. You've got all three bread failures in one mouthful. Oh. Yeah, if you're making one of these at home, just cut the bloody thing in half and toast it, because it's really going to spoil it. It probably wouldn't be too bad if it went for the bread, but still not great. Still not great. So what have we learned today then? Well, Feasters are very cheap, but they're not that great, which I think we could have all have guessed coming in, to be perfectly honest with you. If you do really want some incredibly quick cooking, easy microwave burger thing, you've pretty much got to go for Rustlers to get a decent one, I think. Yeah, these are not great, but they're, well, under half the price, frankly, so, yeah, what do you expect, I suppose? But it is that thing of, if you are extremely strapped for cash, and I've been there, I think most of us have been there at some point, you're not buying these sort of very quick convenience foods anyway. You're buying a lot of pasta, butter, and tins of tuna, generally, if I remember, but yeah. There we are. These exist and can be eaten, and I don't think we can really say much more than that.
Subscribe for more.